Supa Steff is a bird, it's a plane. It's me. The whole VERZUZ brand that was created by super producers Timbaland and Swiss Beats has really blown up in the pandemic. And it's really got us to talking, a lot of people to talking about what matchups they want to see next. And then it got me to thinking about the matchups that we would love to see, but unfortunately we'll never see because a lot of legends have already passed away. And the biggest VERZUZ I could think of from legends who have passed away, MJ, Michael Jackson versus Prince. Of course we would want to see that VERZUZ. It would be epic if we saw the VERZUZ between those two. But the big question is, who would win? Now I know that recently they have been talking about the VERZUZ as more of a celebration of the catalogs of both the artists who participate in these VERZUZ. But what we learned from the LOX versus Dipset is that people actually enjoy seeing a battle, a real battle. And I just think that people like Michael Jackson and Prince, I think they would be too competitive in their hearts to just come and celebrate each other. I think they would actually battle. Who would win is the question. I have two answers to that. Now, roll with me. Let's say, hypothetically, first scenario, we have Prince versus Michael Jackson, and we take away their fame, we take away their hits, we take away their fans. It's just based off of two guys with their skills, their arsenals. So you got Prince, and he's a no name. He's just using the skills that Prince has. And you got Michael Jackson. He's a no name. He's just using the skills that Michael Jackson has. In that scenario, just based off of skill alone, no hits, no fanfare, no persona, I think Prince would win. You got Michael on one end, you got the singer, the songwriter, dancer, co-producer, although he's always worked with the best producers. He's always worked with legendary people like Barry Gordy, like Quincy Jones, Teddy Riley, Rodney Jerkins, you name it, he's worked with them. Then you got Prince, singer, songwriter, dancer as well, musician. He plays multiple instruments, producer. Because he plays multiple instruments, he, I believe, produced most, if not all, of his biggest hits. And he's written and produced hits for other acts as well. When you break it down like that, on stage, just skills, I think Prince would get him. Now, Michael would give it all he's got, because that's, Michael, he ain't no slouch on stage. He don't play. You know what I mean? He don't play. They don't call him the greatest entertainer of all time for nothing. But I think Prince would get him just based off of skill. I'm sorry. I know somebody might beat me up for this, but I think he would beat him. I think Prince would beat him if it was just based off of skill. Now, let's bring the fanfare back. Let's bring the personas back. I'm talking all the purple. I'm talking the white glove over here, and the glitter socks, and the symbol, and the Jerry curls, and let's bring all this back. They're in their primes, okay? They got the hits. I said the hits, right? They got the showmanship. They got the strength. I think Michael would edge him out. I think Michael would win. Because, as you know, Michael Jackson is a very strategic artist, man. I mean, I don't think he's as skilled he doesn't have as many skills as Prince, but I think the skills that he does have, he finesses the mess out of those skills, man. And just his creativity, and his attention to detail and his willingness. I think this is what will edge Michael over Prince, is his willingness to really pay attention to what people want. I mean, that's why he's the king of pop. He pays attention to how the people tick, and he gives them what they want. Like, he figured out a way to just stand there and make people scream and go crazy. If you remember that iconic moment at the Super Bowl where he just stood there. Well, it must have been at least 60 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds. He just stood there. I might be exaggerating how long, but he just stood there. And everybody in the stadium went crazy. Okay? Men, women, children, everybody. Ah! Michael Jackson! Ah! Men. Ah! You understand? What was he doing? He was standing there. Sunglasses on. And everybody, all his people behind him was standing there. And nobody moved until he went to the... I ain't gonna take these glasses off because I can't see Jack Nicholson without my glasses. But man, let me tell you, Michael Jackson was a bad boy. Prince was a bad man as well. Okay? He was a bad man. Let's not get that twisted. Okay? But, and I think you even saw a little bit of that infamous night. I think it was a James Brown concert or something.
I've seen a video of him at James Brown's gig, but he always had this thing that's wrong with Michael. But Michael had 25 years experience and Prince had 5 years. And so Michael went up there, and in the video you'll see that he sang for about 15 seconds, and then he just moved off himself for 15 seconds and picked up the tempo. And he whispered in James Brown's ear and said, bring Prince, come up. Prince jumped on the back of his bodyguard, took his glove, threw him off, and then threw him back at him, and came up there and started to challenge Michael. That's not the way you do cameos, man. You join the family, you know. You don't go up there trying to fight each other or compete with each other. And he made a fool out of himself that night. So he waited for them after the show. And the limousine wanted to run over Latoya and Michael.
Oh my God.
There's some drama, mama. Always drama. Michael kept love drama.
What Prince did didn't work, and what Mike did that night did. So I remember what Mike did, and what Prince did. It was like, this is embarrassing. Even though Prince is so dope, I think his mindset got to him, and I think at a versus between Michael Jackson and Prince, I think while Michael will be focused on knowing what will make the people lose their minds and really focused on that, I think Prince will be so focused on his artistry and trying to prove that he'd be so focused on getting people to agree with his point of view and agree with what he considers to be important, and try to get them to, you know, focus more on his artistry and on his skill. I think he would be so focused on proving a point that Mike would win, because Mike will be there to get these people on fire. That's what he would be there to do. Prince will be there to like be like, I can play guitar and I can dance and I can da-da-da-da. Mike will put it together so that, again, all he would have to do is stand there and they would scream. I don't think Prince will focus on that at all. And I think that if he would focus on more of what the people would want, he might have a better chance of beating Michael Jackson. But you know how Prince is. Prince has always been, I don't think he's ever been too much catering to the people. I think it was with him, it's always been, he's kind of been in his zone. And if you rock with him, cool. If you don't really rock with his world, forget you. I feel like that's been Prince. At least that's what I picked up over the years of watching my man. Now, if I talk about preferences, I love Prince. I love Michael Jackson, but Prince is my dude. I do. I love Prince, man. I do. Cause he's skilled, man, and he has his own. His sound is just so him, and I respect the fact that he did everything. But I think in the long run, I think Michael Jackson will win. Plus, I mean, Mike, because he's so focused on giving the people what they want, I feel like Mike had more hits than Prince. You get what I'm saying? Like Prince, he had his sound and he had his convictions and he stuck to them, and he would just keep doing what he thought was dope. Mike would always be the one who would like really try to figure out what the people want to hear and experiment and work with other producers who were dope and try things like. So yeah, I think Mike will win, because in a versus, you know, you're doing it in front of a crowd and it's all about what the crowd say. But I do think that Prince had the chops to give it to Michael. I don't think he would focus on the people enough to win. Now, I know that this is something that everybody probably has a strong opinion about. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments, man. This time I welcome y'all to talk to me in the comments. How about that? Let me know how y'all feel. Supa Steff is a bird, it's a plane. It's me. Trying makes me happy, so I'll never stop. I always live in God's imagination. You already know.
Hello, and this is StephenJPhifer in the house. Welcome to the Steffin Show.
Still got it.